Well, I actually have a story about that. So I was considering applying to Berkeley. I still kind of am. So I approached my parents about it. They were actually really convinced that it would be a good idea for me to stay at home. They even offered like a bribe. Okay, it's a bribe. But I think I'm not even going to take that one because it's supposed to be some kind of a transformatory experience.
There's nothing quite as American as jazz, but what does it mean to be American?
Now, I can't exactly quantify that.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Now, that was a clip from another presentation about why Americans are so blunt when it comes to talking to other people. But that's a presentation for another day, so let's rewind and let's step back and let's see who is the American.
Hey, look at this! Donald Trump! Donald Trump! Donald Trump taking down Michigan! Oh my God! The hostile takeover of Donald Trump!
The president? Well, presidents, by definition, have to be American citizens, but what makes him American?
It's not been easy for me. It has not been easy for me. And, you know, I started off in Brooklyn. My father gave me a small loan of $1 million.
Well, that doesn't sound very small at all, but what he's trying to do is to sound like a self-made man.
My father was a worker, and he loved to work. He'd work on Saturdays. He'd work on Sundays. He just liked it.
But enough about his father. Let's take a closer look at what he said earlier.
Small loan of $1 million.
Now think about why he said the word loan.
I think it shows that someone is able to achieve their goal through their own means.
Well, from there, we've hit the nail on the head. And a lot of people who voted for him thought he was a successful businessman. Alright, well, enough about politics. I don't want to talk about politics. I want to talk about what's relevant. We're going to university next year.
I think everybody dreams of, bigger things than living in the same room that you were living in for the first 18 years of your life.
I feel like people are more like they just want to be independent, like just for like the sake of like freedom. I think their parents are like too bothersome or something.
Well, that can't be right. Aren't people nervous about this? I mean, it's next year.
Yeah, I guess that's something that I've completely forgotten. Being that we are youths, we're still learning how to live, so it's pretty reasonable to seek out help from others.
I don't know about like as early as possible or at 18 because I'm almost 18 and that feels like way too soon for me. Like I don't think I'm ready to be independent.
So why do we want to leave so badly?
I think it shows that someone is able to commit to something and work on it and be able to achieve their goal through their own means.
Which all goes back to the idea of self-help. But is this universal in any sort of way? Or is this strictly American? So I went out and asked some people.
我大学我打算跟我家人一起住，因为可以比较注重那个学业，就不用顾其他的东西，例如家务等等。
I think it's fine to live at home during or after school, especially if you're still trying to get your career started and you don't have the funds to find your own housing. And if your parents are okay with it, of course.
And your parents are okay with this?
Yeah, I think my mom would love to have me here as long as possible.
Well, now I'm really confused, but let's ask someone who know better.
我是王老师。
What about the Chinese teacher?
你的问题是说，如果我的孩子上完大学以后搬回来家里住，我觉得怎么样？我愿不愿意？当然愿意啊，因为在中国的传统里面，至少是在我们这一代，在我们中国人認為你只要是還沒有結婚，你都還是屬於這家庭裡面的一份子。
我覺得我啲屋企人會想我出去住宿舍，或者總之自己出去獨立，因為應該要自己學識照顧自己，跟住要早啲習慣出面嘅社會。
那我們說全大家一起有沒有好處？當然也有好處啦，孩子的壓力就比較少，最起碼你就沒有經濟壓力，不用說18歲就一定要搬出。
But I guess we all want to stay. Or maybe not stay, that seems like the wrong word. Maybe we're just a bit afraid for what's happening next. it all seems a bit wrong to leave your family, essentially, and to cut them off. Or perhaps not cut them off, but I don't know. What I do know, however, is that we've gotten far too sentimental here, and maybe all this sort of talk about Americana and the American dream, I mean, it's really gotten me down, and quite honestly, I'm kind of done with this, so I'm gonna go make some noodles.
Hey baby, I hear the blues are calling, toss salads and scrambled eggs.
Hey guys, and welcome back. Today we're gonna be making some tonkatsu ramen. And so to start off, we're gonna have to boil some pork bones, followed by chopping up some spring onions and some ginger, and peeling a couple cloves of garlic. Next, we're gonna drain the pork to get rid of the excess fat, and put everything back in. Leave it on the hob for 8 hours, or if you have one of these things, cook it overnight. Now pour yourself a stiff drink of soy milk, because things are about to get rough. Measure out precisely enough flour and put it in a mixing bowl, followed by just about enough water. And mix to combine. Once you form a cohesive dough, take it out of the bowl and start kneading it. And keep on kneading until your arms fall off. And the trick here is actually to use a rolling pin to help you knead. After growing back a new pair of arms, finally put the dough into a plastic bag and let it rest for at least an hour. And while you're waiting, why not skim off some of the scum? And now, it's been an hour, so we're gonna have to start rolling out the dough. Some of you may feel the need to have another stiff drink of soy milk, and quite frankly, I'd agree, but I've run out of soy milk. So yeah. First, pound the dough flat. Then first start off with a small rolling pin, slowly working up to this big boy. Now, it might look like I'm really weak, but the dough is actually just really, really tough, and you want to get this stuff to be almost see-through. And now we're going to shape the dough by rolling it onto the rolling pin and then rolling it back out. Continue this process until your arms fall off again, and you'll have dough ready to be cut into noodles. Now, I'm not very good at cutting noodles, so I'm going to ask an expert to come in here, and it's totally not my mom. Then fold the dough in one direction about 3 times and then cut with a knife. And you should end up with something that vaguely resembles noodles. And now to make the other part of the soup, add some dried kombu into a pot of water and put it on the hob. And once it is boiling, take out the kombu and add some bonito flakes. And once the water is boiling in the wok, put in the noodles, making sure they don't stick to each other. Combine the two soups how you will and top with scallions, sesame oil, and soy sauce. And if you're really feeling fancy, you can add in a ramen egg and some pork that I cooked from the stock meat. Recipes in the description below. Now, making all of this, I felt quite connected to my ancestors and all very Chinese. However, what I'd realized was that this is the most American bowl of noodles in the whole world. I'd made this single-handedly, just without anyone else's help, because I felt like I needed to prove something. Oh well, at least it tasted good.